Well, hello, my friends. This is John Eggen from Mission Publishing and the Mission Marketing Mentors. And welcome to this special webinar. So get ready to discover how to become a professional certified coach in only 16 hours. And now I'm going to turn it over to Barbara, and I'll be back at the end of the presentation to help answer questions and wrap things up within the time frame that Barbara promised. So welcome, Barbara.
Thank you so much, John. What a beautiful introduction. I really appreciate that. All right. Well, you know what? I just want to jump in and start sharing because I am so passionate about coaching, and the reason for that is because coaching works. It helps people to change their lives for the better, and the results that you facilitate through coaching, it's just such a rewarding profession. So thank you, John, for having me on to share with your community, and I hope I can get you all as excited about coaching as I am. You know, I want to share with you about what my mission is with Wainwright Global and what coaching is all about, the opportunities that are available to you, how much money can you earn as a coach, what does it take to be a coach, why do clients hire coaches, why you would want to become a certified coach, how we can get you trained in only 16 hours. I'm going to give you an overview of my coaching system, and then we're going to cover some things like what every great coach should know. I'm going to give you an overview of what you'll learn in the course, and then I do have a special offer today for you all for showing up. I think it's important to reward people that are stepping up to make a change in the world, especially a positive change like coaching. So my mission at Wainwright Global is really to provide the finest in professional coach training to as many motivated individuals as possible and to keep my rates affordable. I've been very successful at doing that so far, and as I mentioned, we've trained over 5,000 coaches to date. Very, very exciting. Second part of my mission is to make sure that you have an abundance of ongoing support in a lot of different areas, you know, different ways that you can expand your business, expand your consciousness, and grow both personally and professionally as a coach. And I do that in a lot of different ways, and I'll share a little bit more about that later. And tonight I want to share with you, what is coaching all about? You know, coaching, we say, is to the 21st century what therapy was for the 20th century. I think that therapy was definitely an important thing for the development of our species, for us to understand what caused us to behave the way we did and that type of thing. And then it was all about looking back. It was trying to figure out what our socioeconomic system was, what our family system was, trying to figure out what happened to make us behave the way that we do, right? So it was looking back, as analyzing, as figuring things out, and then it's, you know, coming to the conclusion that, well, if we as parents did this differently and that differently, and our school system did this differently, we would have different results in who we are. Well, that was all really important. I think it was important for us to look back and figure that out. Now we're at a point in the evolution of our species, I believe, that coaching is the next step in the evolution. And the reason I say that is because it's not about looking back at all. It's about looking forward. It's about saying, here I am now. Here's the steps I need to take. Here's the dreams that would just give me a passionate, purpose-filled life. And if here's the way I want it to look. Here's the steps I need to take to get there. And now it's all about taking those steps and being accountable to your own dreams and your life. So where therapy was looking back, coaching is totally looking forward. And it's a forward-moving approach that's going to get us to where we want to go, right? So here's something that is thought a lot. People think that they actually have to be a consultant to be a coach. Now, to be a coach, on the screen you'll see it says you don't need the answers, and that's absolutely true because your client has all the answers within them, and it doesn't matter where you go to get your training done. That is the basic premise of coaching. The client has all the answers. So what does that mean for you as a coach? That means you don't have to have any answers, but you absolutely need to have the questions. The questions are great because they're going to help your client to go within and let all the things that they ever wanted to do, all the passions arise and kind of bubble up and out of their mouth, and they're going to share with you what their true dreams are, what their purpose is in life, and what they want to accomplish, and what they want to see as the success, their version of success, right? So you're going to ask the questions that's going to help them come up with their own answers. So the great news is it's not about what you know at all. It's about your client It's all about the client. Coaching is all about the client and all about the client's answers that they have. So, I want to dispel that myth that you need to know everything. It's not about what you know, it's about the questions that you have. And coaching does work to change lives for the better. The results that you'll get with your clients is just phenomenal. People want that accountability to achieve their dreams and goals. They want to be held responsible for taking action steps. They want somebody who's in their corner cheerleading them on and keeping them motivated and keeping them moving in a forward direction. So that's the role of the coach, is really there to be a sounding board, to be a cheerleader, to help them to stay accountable. And then I think it's really important as a coach to point out the successes for their clients, because sometimes, and a lot of times, clients will be so focused on moving forward that they don't stop and say, wow, look at all the things that I've accomplished. I've really done a lot in the last few months, more so than I've done in maybe the last 3 years combined, and sit down and say, kudos for doing that. So celebrating the successes is another part of coaching. So what are the opportunities available to coaches? And this is a great question that we get asked a lot. And here are some categories that you can work in once you become a certified professional coach. And you might be wondering, well, how can I get into all these different areas if I go through this one training for 16 hours? And that's a great question. The answer to that is that we teach you a coaching system. And because we teach you a coaching system, you have the opportunity to take the system and focus it in any other area. And there's a saying that the riches are in the niches, right? Well, that's what you get to do. When you select a niche to coach in, we recommend a few things. One, that you pick an area that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about coaching people in business, or maybe you're a health and wellness fanatic, maybe you'd like to coach people that are working on health and wellness, or spiritual coaching, or creativity coaching, or weight loss coaching, you pick an area that you have passion about, because you're going to be talking to people that are passionate about making a change in their life in one of these areas. So it's critical that you pick an area, and it could be one, or it could be 2, 3 different areas, but you want to specialize, because that will help you figure out what your target marketing is. Okay, so weight loss coaching is another area that's very popular for coaches to coach in. So it's up to you to pick an area. I say pick an area that you're passionate about, because you're going to be spending a lot of time discussing those topics. Get asked a lot about how much money can you earn as a coach. Now, we have a report from some of the associations of coaching from anywhere, they say that anywhere from $55,000 to $116,000 from a part-time to a full-time coach. But then look at underneath what they say. It depends on the skill of the coach and who they coach. And truly, those are the driving factors of how much money you can earn. When you are coaching people, and depending on your audience, and your audience will depend on the coaching niche that you choose to go into, right? But if you're doing like women's empowerment and you're helping women in a homeless shelter, for example, maybe it's a battered women's shelter, pretty much you're not going to be able to earn this kind of income, because those people don't have. So it's, again, who they coach. Those people don't have a lot of money to spend on coaching. In fact, most of the people, I've trained a lot of coaches that do work in homeless shelters with women, and they do it as a volunteer. So that's the kind of coaching you would want to do. If you're going to help somebody in that category, you're going to be volunteering your time. Now, on the other hand, if you're coaching authors or executives, you're going to be able to charge a lot more for your coaching. So again, it depends on who you're coaching. That is going to get you your income. And the skill of the coach, I still say that it really depends on the confidence of the coach, not necessarily the skill of the coach, but the confidence of the coach to ask for the money that you're worth. And you can keep, increasing every time. As soon as you've got a full roster of clients, you can start bumping your income up to every new client that you bring on board. And so the limit is really dependent on your audience and your confidence level to ask for what you deserve. And the other thing about that is, let's say you decide to expand your business and go into group coaching. Well, that's an opportunity for you to double, quadruple, and even more your income, because you can spend the same amount of time coaching 4 people, charge them half the price, and still double your income, right? So those are some good things to think about when it comes to coaches' earnings. Now, coaching is a huge growing opportunity at this time. It is one of the fastest growing professions in the world, and some people might be thinking they've already missed the boat, that there's already too many coaches out there. But if you look at the number of coaches worldwide, you'll see that there's over 41,000 active coaches worldwide, but in North America there's 15,800 coaches that are active in North America. So in the United States alone, if you look at the number of coaching professionals that are out there, you will see that there's 604,000 professionals that are working in the helping professional field compared to 15,000 coaches in North America. We have a long way to go to catch up to the number of helping professionals just in the United States alone. So are there too many coaches? We say, you know what? Not even close. And in fact, according to Indeed.com, which is an international database of opportunities worldwide, so it's really kind of nice. You go into Indeed.com. If you decided you wanted to go work in France, you could go to Indeed.com, type in France, say coaching job opportunities, English, and see if something pops up. You never know. But here's something that's true. The job opportunities in coaching have increased over 419% in the last 5 years. That's exciting news and demonstrates that coaching is becoming more mainstream than ever before. You know, 5 years ago, if you told somebody you were a coach, they'd go, oh, soccer, baseball, what kind of coaching do you do? Life coaching wouldn't even be on the table, and now it's become so much popular that you can actually find a job doing coaching. So I think that's really exciting news for coaches. So another question we get asked a lot is, what does it take to be a great coach? Do you have to have a special background or a degree or be a certain age? And I like to say no is the answer to all those questions. First of all, it really doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you have a degree. And there's something that I think is really, really important, and that is that we have something in common, and that's a passion for helping people. And we always ask our students where they come from, what their background is when they come to our class, and what brought them to want to learn about coaching. And the areas that people come from are, you know, diverse. We have homemakers, we have business owners, we have psychologists and therapists, and we have ministers, reverends, you know, people from pretty much all walks of life are coming through our training. And a lot of them come through because they're ready to transition. They probably spent 30 years, like the engineers that we have come through, and the executives, and the chiropractors that have come through. They've got 30 years, they're ready to move on into maybe retirement or do something different, or maybe they just want to give back to the community that has supported them. And so that has been a big reason that a lot of people have come forward to get into coaching. They want to change the world for the better. They want to give back to their community. They want to make a difference. But here's the thing that brings us all together, and that is that we all love to help people. We just love watching people grow and live the life of their dreams and do the things that they love and have successes. And I'm telling you, it is so rewarding being on the coaching side of the table, helping people to get there. So we say the single most important thing it takes to be a great coach is an authentic passion to be a positive influence and helping people to change for the better. And if you've got that passion, you're going to make a great coach, no doubt about it. The next question we like to answer is, well, why do clients hire coaches, right? Well, there's lots of reasons, and that's because coaching works. It does help people change their lives for the better. It is affordable. It's you know, not off the charts. I mean, I know there's some high-priced coaches out there that charge $10,000 for months of coaching, but for the most part, you can find a coach that's in your price range. And if you can't find a one-on-one coach, you can absolutely find group coaching that's in your price range. So it's affordable, and it doesn't have that stigma that therapy does. Oh, I'm going to a therapist. What's going on? You guys okay? It's like, oh, you have a coach? Great. What are you getting coached in? What is your goal? What are you going to achieve with this coach? It's kind of exciting. The other thing is it provides instant results, and I'm going to say using our coaching system, it definitely provides instant results. Within 30 days, your client will make some changes that have some breakthroughs that they haven't had in 30 years. So the instant results are extremely rewarding and help create a great relationship between you and your client right from the get-go. And then more good news is that it provides lasting results, and you'll see the results with your clients years down the road, and that too is extremely rewarding. So now we get to one of my favorite parts, and that is, why would you want to become a certified coach? What are the advantages for you, right? So helping others succeed is again, that's extremely rewarding, and that should be the #1 reason that you would want to become a certified coach. But another reason is that owning your own business. Owning your own business is so rewarding in so many ways. You know, setting your own hours, taking vacation when you want to, calling in sick, hey, you know, whatever it is. Owning your own business is a very, very rewarding, again, in a lot of different ways. One of the things that you have as an advantage of owning your own business is the tax benefits. There's so many great tax benefits as a self-employed business owner. You can write off, of course you want to talk to your certified public accountant, but you can write off a piece of your mortgage, you can write off your phone service, you can, you know, write off your internet service, and so many other wonderful write-offs that you can have. So the tax advantages of owning your own business are significant. But then being your own boss is also something that I have been self-employed since 1986. And I haven't looked back. I love being my own boss. I love working for myself. I love being in charge of my life. A great thing about working from home or owning your own business is the ability to work from home or anywhere that you choose. You can have an office, or you don't have to. You can work from home, or you can work at a Starbucks. It doesn't matter where you do your coaching from. That's a beautiful thing, meaning you could service your clients over Skype and be anywhere in the world. You could be on vacation in Hawaii or the south of France and still be able to do your coaching, which is pretty great as well. There's very little startup costs in coaching because probably you already have everything you already need. If you have a telephone, a computer, you're pretty much already there with your equipment and your startup costs. It's very little to get going in there's no inventory. You don't have to purchase it, store it, pick it, pack it, ship it, deliver it, or any of that stuff. It's just nice. It's just you and your phone. That's what you need. You can also start part-time, and I think that's a brilliant thing of coaching, is anything that you can start on a part-time basis. You don't have to quit, you know, putting food on the table. It's great. And this is what I did when I was transitioning from being a software development consultant. I transitioned into coaching full-time from my full-time consulting business into part-time coaching, then transitioned into full-time coaching, and then into full-time training. So being able to start part-time is just a bonus, if I say. And then coaching in an area that you're passionate about, you know, I was very passionate about my software development, programming, and implementation. It was something that I loved to do. But after 30 years of it, it's time, you know, to make a change and move on. And coaching in an area that you're passionate about is something that I highly recommend, because it means that every day you're going to be talking to somebody in an area that you have a lot of passion for. You know, that's where I go, ooh, can it get any better than this? You're going to create a legacy and leave the world a better place because you stood up and you made a difference in the world. And I think that that's something that's really nice. And then again, earning what you're worth. You command your income. You decide who you're going to coach. That's kind of going to give you some parameters of how much money you can make per client. Then you decide how many people you're going to coach at one time, which again gives you the opportunity. If you coach 8 people in a group, you're going to earn more money than you would if you were coaching one-on-one, because 8 people can contribute more money than one person one-on-one in some cases. So it's up to you to decide how much you charge, how many clients you take on. Do you take on one-on-ones or do you only do group? So it's really up to you to determine how many people you're coaching and how much you're charging, and you can continue to bump your income at any time that you want to. Every time you take on a new client, you can bump your rate. So I love being able to set my own fees. I love being able to set my own hours. I love being able to decide who I'm going to work with and who I'm not going to work with. There's just so much flexibility being self-employed. And it's, I don't know, like I said, I've been doing it for over 30 years. So for me, it's a way of life that I can't imagine being without. And now we got some great news, and that is that we can train you to be a coach in only 16 hours. And you might be wondering, how do we do that? Well, there's a couple of parameters in here that make the difference. And one is that we have a great training system. And the training system is highly interactive. We guarantee you'll be successful at the coaching system, that you'll learn it and have it nailed, and that you'll be a certified professional coach at the end of our 16 hours of training. And that brings more great news, and that is that we're going to teach you a coaching system. And because we're teaching you a system that allows you the ability to coach in any area that you want to, so you're going to learn the system that you can use to coach, to do success coaching or life coaching or business coaching, because you're going to be able to change the focus of the questions to the different topics that you're going to be coaching in. The coaching system has been in use for over 35 years. It's got a lot of success behind it. So it's a proven system, and because it's a system, it makes it easy to learn and easy to use. It's currently being used by over 5,000 professional coaches in over 50 different specialties. So there's a lot of flexibility here because you're learning a system. And I always say the system is powerful, it's easy to learn, easy to use, but boy, oh boy, one of the important things that you'll come to understand when you're in the class is that you get the training from both sides of the table. You get to see what it's like being the coach, and you get to see what it's like being the client. And I think it's so important to have both sides of the table experience, because how are you going to know how powerful the coaching system is unless you experience it from the client side of the table? Right? So ask me questions about that during the Q&A portion. I think it's really important to get that experience so you know exactly how powerful the coaching system is and how powerful it will be for your clients to experience it firsthand. So what is that coaching system all about? Okay, the coaching system is really 3 types of coaching sessions that you have throughout the coaching process with your client. The very first coaching session is about finding out where your client wants to go, what they want to do, and what they want to achieve over the next 6 months to a year. And while your client's giving you all that information, you're asking the questions and you're taking very diligent notes. And I want you to not to be worried about this, because we're going to give you all the questions that you need to ask, so that's not an issue. Right? So we're going to give you all the questions, you're going to do the new client interview, and then from there you're going to take all the notes that you took in everything that they wrote up, that you wrote up, and you're going to create a personalized vision statement for your client. And in that vision statement, you're going to have everything that they want to achieve written up, and we're going to give you all the examples and the tools that you need to create that vision statement. So you're not going to be alone doing that either. In the second coaching session, then, you're going to deliver that vision statement to your client. And I want to tell you that this is such a powerful moment between you and your client. You are going to bond with your client during this delivery, because a lot of times people haven't been acknowledged. They haven't been acknowledged for what they want to do. They haven't been acknowledged for their passion. They were just told what to do. They were told what they should go to school and learn. They were advised by somebody who never took the time to say, what are you passionate about? What do you love to do? And when they hear someone validate them and validate their passions, maybe for the first time in their life, it can be a very emotional moment, but it's also a bonding moment with you and your client. It's one that you and your client won't forget for years to come. From there, you have the ongoing coaching sessions, and that's where you are going to keep your client motivated. You're going to keep them accountable. You're going to have them stop and smell the roses and say, congratulations, you did it. And that's where your continuing sessions with your client will be like that over and over again. How did you do? How did it go? Did you have success? Did you accomplish your goal? Or you didn't? What got in the way? What can you do differently? And so on. So that's the system. And it's, like I said, it's very simple, but it's really powerful. So what should every great coach know? Every great coach should know how to help their clients. And there's certain things that you want to know how to help them do, and that is to clearly identify and articulate their goals. You want to help them to develop strategies to success and overcome their roadblocks. Now, does that mean that you have to have the strategy? No. You have the questions. So how are you going to do that? And you will be amazed. Clients are extremely resourceful. You don't have to have the answers for them. In fact, if you do, it's going to be your answer, not their answer. So it's better if you don't have one. You want to help them to identify and eliminate their limiting beliefs, and we're going to give you some great tools for doing just that. You want to help them stay accountable to their dreams and goals, And finally, and most importantly, I believe, is helping them to step out of their comfort zone to achieve their goals. Now, you know, if it was easy to step out of our comfort zones, we would all be stepping out of our comfort zones. We would be all living the life of our dreams. The reason why we're not is we have something called homeostasis, and it keeps us locked in our comfort zone. Well, you're going to learn a great tool in our class to gently ease clients right through their ceiling to success. And I'm just super excited to be sharing that with the world, because I think it would be wonderful if we were all living from a heart-centered life, living a passion-filled life. So you'll learn that tool. You'll also learn a lot about coaching, the roles, responsibilities, and ethics of coaching, how to be a great coach. You'll learn about the theory of mind, the power of the mind. You'll learn about NLP communication skills, which are really important and valuable in coaching. You want to learn how to communicate with people easily and naturally and develop instant rapport. You want to learn how to understand how people think and how they make decisions, so you can ask the right questions to guide them into the right answer. You want to learn about Socratic questioning and listening skills and power words and personal prose, and how important all of those factors are in your coaching business. You'll learn about the circle of personal perspective, which is a great tool for providing measurable results for your clients. You'll learn about the coaching questions and categories that you will use as a life coach, and then you're going to jump in and conduct your first coaching session with the client. So that's great, right? Conducting a first session with the client. So you're going to do your new client interview, and then you'll switch roles, and you'll get interviewed as a client, and that is a great experience for you to do from both sides of the table. From there, you'll have your homework, and your homework is due the very next day in class, and that's when you'll have your second coaching session, and you'll deliver the vision statement to your client. Then you'll do a third coaching session, which again you'll identify action steps and due dates, and that's where you're going to find out the important why and help keep your client motivated and accountable. And from there, you'll learn another couple of tools for coaching success, a state of personal power, which will really help your client get empowered, and a self-discovery form, which will help them to look at different areas in their life. From there, you'll have a review of everything you've learned in the first 3 sections of the course. You'll take an assessment exam, and then we talk about the professional practice of coaching. If you've never had your own business before, it's always good to learn what's in store for you, if you will. Setting up your business, record-keeping systems. You'll learn about setting fees and payment methods, and how to package your coaching, and how to market and promote yourself as a coach. And all of that culminates in a certificate that looks a lot like this, that indicates and demonstrates to your clients that you've mastered the techniques and methodologies of coaching, and you are indeed certified. And when you've completed the training, you will have mastered the coaching system. You will have taken a client through the first, second, and third coaching system. You have experienced it from the client side of the table, so you'll know exactly how powerful it is. So you'll have the experience, you'll have the confidence to know that you can change lives for the better. And I believe that that's just such an important place to be when you're done with your training, is you want to know how much change and what a catalyst for change that you can be through the coaching system. So we have some more great news for you, and that is that I have a savings opportunity for you, which I believe is a really great thing, knowing that you're a friend of John Eggen's. I just appreciate you being here, and I appreciate John inviting you here. So I have put together something for you that's I hope that you'll appreciate and jump in and get our training and get out there and start changing lives for the better. Our classes are done in a group situation. You can get them one-on-one, but I highly recommend coming to our group training. It's a live online class, and it's highly interactive. There's the exercises that you'll have. You'll have a little lecture, a lot of demonstration, and a lot of interactivity and exercises as you go through the material. And in the group, it's great because you get the feedback from the rest of the group. People ask questions, and sometimes ask questions about things that you wouldn't have thought of, but they're great questions, and so I highly recommend getting into the group class. And your investment with us will include the following. It'll include the 16-hour training, so you'll get the course. Now, the 16 hours can be done in 4-hour segments, or it can be done in 2 8-hour segments. So we have a weekend class, a Saturday and Sunday, or we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday classes, or we have a Friday and a Friday class. So we try to have as many options that can accommodate your schedule as possible. Our Monday through Thursday classes are done in the mornings and in the evenings, so you can choose a time frame that'll work for you as well. It also includes, you can call us and talk to us at any time. I have master coaches that will answer your questions on an ongoing basis. You'll have a lifetime use of the coaching system. You own it. It's not something that you have to pay us royalties or licensing fees for. You will receive a training manual and handouts. You will also receive the coaching tools will be given to you. You will have a quick reference guide to go back, and instead of going through the whole training manual, you'll have the quick reference guide so you can just look for specific tips. The exam for the training is included, and if you decide to go and look elsewhere for a coach training, you want to ask, oh, is the exam included? Because a lot of them don't include the exam and charge, I believe it's the IAC charges over $300 just to take the exam. So you want to be careful with that. And then also the certificate for John's group, not only are you going to receive a digital certificate, but you will receive a hard copy certificate as well that will be shipped to you to your mailing address. We have a coaching community, and that's located on LinkedIn, Facebook, and also in bestofcoaching.com. So you'll get membership in our community, and there's no charge for that either. We also encourage you to participate in our newsletter and our business building webinars, which we fully enjoy having you attend those as well. And just for showing up today, I have a special opportunity for you, and actually for anybody that knows John, friends of John Eggen. But I also have a special bonus as well as a discount for you. And the bonus is that I'm going to include in your tuition a free webpage on bestofcoaching.com. I'm going to show you what that means in a minute. And we'll host that webpage for a year, which has a value of $47. And then, like I mentioned, we're going to ship you a free hard copy certificate at the end of the course as well. And bestofcoaching.com is a sister website to Wainwright Global, and there's an area called Find a Coach, and we create a web page for you that will look very similar to this. It will have your photo, it'll have your name, it'll have your title and your company. If you have a company logo, we'll put that up there. It'll have the description of you and your credentials and what kind of coaching you do. It'll have testimonials from your clients. On the right-hand column, we have all your contact information, your phone number, your email address, your website address, and anything else that can promote you on it. The great thing about being on bestofcoaching.com is the SEO, or search engine optimization factor. You can type in Colleen Smith Coach. You don't even have to put Life Coach, just Colleen Smith Coach, and she'll come up at the top of the search engine because the Best of Coaching website is highly optimized. So if you don't currently have a web presence where somebody puts in your name and the word coach and you don't come up to the top, this can be huge for you because you can still link it to your website. You'll have a way that people can actually find you on the internet. You'll also have a URL, bestofcoaching.com / and your name, and that will take people directly to your page without having to go to the home page at bestofcoaching.com. So that's kind of nice. So special bonuses are a free web page on bestofcoaching.com, free hosting for a year, a free hard copy certificate. The exam is already included. And what I want to do there is give you a $200 discount on the tuition. And so what you'll need to do is use this code of MMM200 when you go to the registration page. And I want to share with you how to get there. We have a 24 hours to take advantage of this MMM200. And if you go to this link, and I'm going to put this